So the cops hit my man because he was black. So I went up to his car, then I started pulling out my shotgun pistol. I shot him like about a couple times, and like he's black, so he ran me over. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but then again he went back and he ran me over again. And I'm like, oh shit, these racist ass cops. So I turned around, then they were gone. Then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn around. I'm gonna walk, and I'm like, God, please help me. But then God was like, bam! And then I was like, shit, fuck. And this car was trying to run me over, so I'm like, oh, God must have helped me. So I was like trying to hail a taxi, but then he skipped me because, you know, I'm kind of black, so. After I rolled into some nigga's hood, and I started causing beef because I needed to test these toys Opera got me for last Christmas. I put weed in them so they got high as fuck. And I started knocking niggas out by meat shots and face hitting, you know, hitting them, jumping in the air, kicking them in the nuts, and all that shit. And then like I sat on his face, and then I started throwing like an extra dose at him because, you know, he was trying to get high as fuck. Then I hit my scorpion, and I knocked his ass out. Then afterwards, I told him there is no free weed in Gotham, my nigga. You have to pay for that shit. So I was flying around Gotham one day, and I was so mad that those fuckers didn't pay for their weed. So I found part of the squad, and I was gonna get the drop on them to get revenge, but I fell too fast, and I broke my fall. I missed my batarang, and well, one of them said, Batman, I know you're not a pirate, but I'm still gonna take your booty. So he tackled me, and he started kissing me on my neck, and I jumped up, and I said, I'm about to beat all y'all asses because y'all other squad stole my weed. So they knew I was gonna beat that ass like Drumline, but they still came at me. So I did some shit where I was sliding on the ground while I uppercutted one of them with the bat because, you know, I'm a Batman and shit. And two of them came at me from behind, so I broke one of them's neck and I nailed the other one right in the temple. So I said, y'all niggas are weak as fuck. So I sat on somebody's face, right? And then one of them said, hey, Batman, sit on my face. So you know what he did? He tackled me, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck you and your boy. So I knocked him out, and I threw his boy up in the air, and my Batmobile went like, clock. And the last one didn't have enough, so you know what I did? I grabbed his leg, and I broke it. Then he said, fuck you and Robin. Like, you know how me and Robin met? Listen close, my nigga, because this is the story. Once upon a time, like 3 days ago, I was chasing after the Joker, and all of a sudden, he started rapping. And his raps were hotter than Firefly on a good day. His bars were over 9,000 degrees, and I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z or college. He might as well have been called a dragon because of the heat he was spitting. I didn't show up, but I was mad as fuck because I couldn't say shit. He didn't just talk about my pops, but he had the nerve to talk about my girl and my mom. I got mad as fuck. And what's worse is he had the speakers on his chest and all around the room. I didn't want to look at the Joker because I knew he was spitting that magma. It took me a while, but I looked around the room and I saw some buff-ass, red-ass, Chicken Little-looking ass tampering with the speakers. So I tuned into the Joker, and you guessed it, he was still spitting molten lyrics from his chapped-ass, red-ass lips. Now, by this time, you think this nigga would come and help me. But he's still trying to disable these fucking speakers, and I'm like waiting on him so I can have my fucking turn. He would probably get finished faster if he wasn't over here parkouring over almost everything I see. He over here ducking and shit behind fucking speakers. Come on now. But anyway, let me get back to my story. So I was still listening to the Joker, and he was cooking me. Like, even though I'm in a bat suit, I was still feeling that heat. After a while of thinking, I found out why he was taking so long. He was back there hyping up the Joker, and he's enjoying me getting cooked like this. So in my mind, I'm like, why are you taking so long? I mean, the speakers are right there. But I couldn't say anything because I was still listening to the Joker. I mean, thinking, I couldn't even think straight. He was so hot. And he can dance too. Man, I couldn't even stand a chance if I were to go. And then I was like looking at Robin. I'm like, Robin, you skipped one. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of him. And then I was thinking he was weak as shit. But then what he did was he snuck behind him, right? And then he winked at me. And then he went over and then he disabled his little speakers on his chest. And guess what he did? He stripped them off, hit him to me, and I grabbed him. And then guess what? He passes the mic to me and I knocked his ass out. And I dropped his ass like mic drop. Then I looked at him like, thanks, but who the fuck are you? So if you want to know about other Robins, see, that's a different story. See, he was faster and stronger than any Robin I had. But he thought he went hard because he can run an entire city by himself, like he was too good for Gotham and shit. Like I had gone through 3 Robins already, like I was a bird trainer or something. Nigga was trying to sport black and name himself Nightwing like some off-brand Batman or some shit. So we were fighting together one day and he took a day off from his city, and third Robin told him that I stood there while the Joker roasted me in a rap battle. He called it a one-sided beatdown because I didn't say shit and the third Robin did all the work. I said, alright, let's see who can knock out more enemies. So I threw him, and then I would go to another enemy, then I guess what I did? I threw him in the air, then Nightwing said, I'm gonna steal your kill. And I'm like, okay, stop. You can't be stealing my kill, and you can't just wrap your legs around somebody's neck and be throwing them on the ground. And he said, oh, I can do whatever I want. So guess what? As soon as he threw somebody in the air, I came out of nowhere and knocked his ass out on the ground. He said, Batman, you better stop stealing my kills. And then I was like, hey, you need to stop messing with my shit. And he said, no, this is my shit. Then I was like, you may have named your ass Nightwing, but you still robbing me. Now go back to Bloodhaven. Nightwing was like, hey, Batman, you talking too much shit. We gonna have to fight. And then I was like, do you know who trains you? Yeah, that's right. I don't think those two little taser rods are gonna work, because after this, I'm about to give you the work. So get ready. Then he trying to calm me down like, okay, Batman, all right. We not gonna fight. And he said, nah, we gonna fight. Now you better get ready, because I'm coming at you. And then I was gonna fight him, but then when I saw him kill that guy, I'm like, hey, bruh, that's a weak ass kick. You know what? I'm not gonna fight your ass. You ain't gonna be a good fight. He said, yeah, you better run. I'm like, I'm not running. You better run. Then I was like, I know who you are. I'm like, nigga, I know who you are. See, Nightwing, this is why we can't work together. Because you know why? You always starting shit. Then when I was telling my story, this nigga had the nerve to bring his other squad over while I was talking. So you know I had to be off my Scorpion and whoop the ass. And I was like, gonna escape, right? But then I wasn't, because they had to learn their lesson. So I knocked him out, and this guy said, hey, Batman, let me eat the booty. And then I'm like, hell nah, bro. So I knocked him out with my batarang, fell to the ground, and I'm like, yeah, see, that's not gonna happen to me. I know your trick, and I know your squad, bro. So you better not come at me. And then they had enough to run me over with a car, so guess what? Called my nigga Batmobile to come in, but I still got hit. Even though I got hit, they were trying to come out like it was sweet. But then I kept knocking them out with my batarang, and then one tried to hit me in my car. So then guess what? I threw him in the air, and my bat car went BAM! Now, as you know, I wasn't having that shit, so I was bored. I was gonna find the rest of the squad and start picking on them, because you know what? The first one stole my weed. So guess what I did? I walked up to one, and I started beating their ass. But one tried to run, right? And then I started pulling him to me. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all ain't gonna run like this. So I threw him up, and my Batmobile shot him. And then they started trying to beat my ass, thinking it's supposed to be sweet and shit. So I started kicking him and drop kicking him, right? And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna use all these gadgets that I got. So as I'm beating ass, I start like throwing my gadgets at him. And then one of them tackled me, thinking that he was going like knock me out or something. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna let you do what you got to do. Because what you gonna do is something that I don't want to happen to me. So guess what I did? I started beating everybody, hitting them all in the stomach. And then one of them had the nerve to knock me out. So you know what? I said, hey bro, come here. I'm about to find out where you live, and I'm gonna fuck your girl. Then I was looking around and shit. Then I saw the cops that hit me earlier. Then I was thinking to myself, man, why the fuck didn't they help me? So I started walking around and shit. Then I guess what? I'll look around and try to find my Batmobile. There it is. So I'm like walking to it, and then I'm like, wait, should I pick on somebody else? And I'm like, nah, not today. Even though I hear them talking shit, because I do have the technology to hear you people talking shit. So they try to run over me, but guess what? I put my smoke bomb on them and I blow their ass up. And then I knew they were gonna come after me, but I'm like, you know what? They ain't gonna run over here just to beat my ass. And you know what? They not gonna beat my ass. So I'm looking around, and then I'm saying, you know what? There's not a lot of them. I'm gonna get into a fight. And then I hear Robin call me on my phone. And then I'm like, what's up, Robin? And then Robin's like, hey, did you get the Joker's new mixtape? And I'm like, what? Do you know that shit's about me? And then he said, yeah, but that shit was hot. And I'm like, bruh, why are you buying that shit? Even though I can admit that shit was hot, that I'm not gonna get that shit because it was about me and my parents and my girl. So if I see you listening to that shit around the Batcave, guess what? I'm gonna beat your ass. And best believe that. You're gonna be like one of these goons around here that think it's sweet and shit. Then I got off the phone, and then I was like, shit, do I have the ability to subconsciously beat somebody's ass? So guess what? Roundhouse kick, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave your ass there. So the enemy on the ground said, you and all the Robins suck. I'm like, wait, third Robin sucks, second Robin kind of sucks, but the first Robin was sweet as hell. You don't pick on the last two, but the first one is kind of questionable because he was kind of sweet as fuck. So here's how it all ended, right? I was smoking on my own supply, right? I was walking in the building, then I looked in like some meat bag thing, and I saw him. I'm like, wait, shit, isn't he dead? So then I'm like, wait, shit, I need to get off this weed. And then all of a sudden I see the Joker, and then I'm like, you know what, I should help him. Then I'm like, wait a second. I believe he was talking all that shit about me earlier. And then I like saw him being tortured, and then I'm like, yeah, remember that shit you was talking earlier? Now see where I got you? yeah, you're in the Joker's sex dungeon, and I don't know what kind of sick kinks he's into, but get ready because you about to try some things. And he about to brand you like a cow, bruh? Oh wow, see, this is how sweet you are. This is why we couldn't be friends. You over here going off by yourself, thinking you go hard. You end up here, and then you be like, oh, it's the Batman's fault. Boy! Now the Joker over here talking to Robin like, oh, I'm gonna make you my sex slave. So you better crawl in that little corner of darkness, bruh, because you're not about to come out. I'm about to turn you to a whole new man, bruh. Now bring your ass over here, because I got something for you. And the reason why it was dark is because I didn't want to see that. But when the lights came on, I'm like, wait a second, where'd they go? But now I feel like I found out I was high. And then I'm like, Robin, where the fuck did you go? He's like, I gotta go pee. I'm like, there's no bathroom in here, let's just go. So we walk in and we see somebody get thrown at a sign. I'm like, yeah, Robin, do you want to stay back? He's like, nah, I got this. He's like, are you sure you don't want to stay back? And then he's like, yes, I'm sure. I'm like, okay, if you get your ass beat, it's not my problem. Because your man in the do-rag looked pretty swole, and he looked like he could knock a couple niggas out. So, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, alright. Then we have a little Mexican standoff, and I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. So I go at him, and I start seeing him with my hands, you know, showing what the hands do. Then his squad start coming in, and then he starts showing him what his hands can do. And then I'm like, oh shit, how can I beat him? Then I'm like, Robin, where the fuck are you? And then I'm like, take him down. He's like, alright, let's go. See, this is why I call your ass Robin, because you'll be flying out of nowhere. Now, you gonna take out that big guy? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, see, I thought you was sweet at first, but I'm like, yeah, you go pretty hard. And I'm like, holy shit, you going pretty fast over there. He's like, thanks, I learned it from you. But then he was like, whoa, I see you taking those hands to the face. And I'm like, shut your ass up, now take him out. And then Robin gonna hit him from the back and shit. I'm like, oh shit, Robin, I know you can hit somebody from the back. And then he's like, shut your ass up, Batman, like, get your mind out the gutter. And then the Batman's like, I see you taking those hands over there, let me help you. And so we beat him up like a good pussy, right? Robin gets hit in the face and stumbled backwards. So then he tells me, hey, Batman, let me take the big guy. Then I'm like, no, Robin, let me take the big guy. And then Robin's like, Batman, shut your ass up, I'm gonna take the big guy. And then I'm like, okay, Robin, look, we'll both take the big guy. He said, deal. So we go at him, and we start beating him up like a punching bag, right? And he sat there and took it, but guess what? He started swinging, and I started ducking and weaving. We started going at him again, and guess what? Duck and weave again. And then I started punching him, and then he started going after Robin, but guess what? Robin got his hands behind his back, pushed him towards me, and guess what? I gave him these hands, ducked back, and guess what? Kicked his ass up. And he started getting dazed, and he said, all right, fuck this shit. Y'all about to get this work. I'm like, Robin, why are there so many villains around? And then he's like, well, Batman, you're supposed to be taking care of him. I'm like, look, let's take care of this big guy first, okay? And he's like, all right. So I hit him, right? And then guess what? Duck and weave. Hit him again, and then guess what? He starts going at us. But then we're too strong for him, and not even his muscles can block our shots. So I started going for Robin. Then he pushes him towards me. We do the same thing as last time. Guess what? Block his fist, knock him up. Robin helps me get him in the air, up, and knock him over, and I finished him. Robin sits on his face, and I'm like, I learned that trick from you. And then I'm like, what? Those hands? I'm like, no. Sitting on niggas' faces, and I'm like, Robin, shut up. That's why you sweet as shit anyway. And then Robin's like, well, I did most of the work. Guess who finished him off? Me. I'm like, dude, shut your ass up. And he's like, you just mad because the Joker cooked your ass. You fight, but your rap game weak as shit.